Good day, folks. It's Tony Fortunato from the technology firm. I was talking to a client about nmap and running scan techniques. And one of the popular ones is an Xmas or Christmas scan. And I'll talk about it in just another second. I'll give you more details on that. But the question was, with Windows 11, do they even respond to these scans anymore? And we had a spirited conversation in the classroom. And some people were saying, as long as you got a firewall, it doesn't matter. Other people were saying, even if you don't have a firewall or it being enabled, it's not going to matter. So I said to the group, hey, you know what? We can just keep arguing or we can just prove it out. So that's what we did. So we ran nmap, and here's the option that you use, dash lowercase s, uppercase X as an X-ray. So we ran it against the machine, we captured the packets, and we have two traces. We have this trace on the left-hand side, and if you look at the file name, I don't know whether you can see it, I'll zoom in for you. It says FW on, firewall on, and then over here it says FW off, firewall off. And one of the things I did in both trace files is down here in the capture file properties, there's a little an icon with a pencil, if you will. If I just click on that, you'll see that it brings up this really cool little pane, and I put in the comments section the output that we saw on the machine. So on this particular scan, we saw no ports being active, and you can even see it says right here, not shown 1000 closed TCP ports reset, which is good to know. It even says up here all 1000 scanned ports on this device is in ignored states, and that's with the firewall off, right? So we don't have to go through all the packets. We'll just look at the summary here. Now I'll go over here to the other trace, and you can see this one is with the firewall on, right? So the first one was off, and this one, same thing. It says all 1000 scanned ports, ignored states, and not shown 1000 open filter TCP ports, no response. So this particular example with Windows 11 on this particular device, we ran our scans, and there was no noticeable difference with the way the device acted to the scan, which is awesome, right? Now, wait a minute. That can't be all there is to it. Actually, that's a good start. So in our sessions, we start with the basics, which is what we just did. And I thought I would just show you the next steps that you would take just to rationalize and verify what you saw, and is it really the same? So what we're going to do is something really simple. This is an Xmas scan, so we're going to just pick a port like TCP.port = 80, right? Because that's a pretty common port. Now, it doesn't matter if it's active or not. It doesn't matter. We know that nothing came back as being active. So I want to see the differences in how it behaved. So this, again, the one on the right-hand side is the firewall off. The one on the right-hand side. The left-hand side, firewall on. So we'll do this right side first. So we can see me scanning this guy, 39.10, and I sent that TCP port 80, fin, push, urge, they're all on. That's why it's called Xmas scan, because they're all lit up. And you can see it go, and this guy actually responds. 39.10 responds with a reset. It's kind of like a punch in the face, right? He didn't like that, and that's what he responded with. So that's on the right-hand side trace with the firewall off, right? So now let's go look at the firewall on, which is on my left-hand side. And on the left-hand side, I can see the same thing, 39.100, sending this TCP fin, push, urge, business again, and nothing came back. You see that? Nothing. And then I resent it a second later, and nothing came back. So on the right-hand side, with the firewall disabled, I send a reset, which some security people will counter is kind of bad, because you're letting people know that you're there, even though it's a reset, and they may try some other stuff. I'm going to leave it at that. And on the left-hand side, we see no reset because the firewall is on like it's supposed to be. So you don't know the device is there. There's a bunch of other stuff we do in our sessions, but I thought I would just give you just a little bit to go on because it's not that difficult to get going. nmap is free. You can scan stuff in your office, you know, your phone, your printer, your access point, all that kind of stuff, and see what's going on. I encourage people to do it. We actually do that in our session. I'm going to show them, and I'll show you in other videos how other devices react to the same scan. That's it, folks. Have a good day. Bye for now.